Hello, Ariana here from Scale and Simplify. This video is going to show you how to create a funnel map inside of Kartra. So right now I am in the funnels section over here, and there are two things here. There's funnels and there's simulations. Now, depending on the package that you have with Kartra, you may or may not have this available. I'm going to go through funnels. Simulations is like the next step to it, which is essentially once you have your funnel, you can actually run a simulation with live data. And so it's going to show you your traffic and everything tied to the funnel the funnel map that you have created. And then you can, review metrics there. You can run a simulation to see, okay, if I want this many sales, you can reverse engineer to see how much traffic you would need and so on. So I won't go into this part, but we're going to start with building out the funnel. Now, even if you don't have the simulations feature, creating the funnel map, which is a visual representation of your funnel, is really helpful for various different reasons. So I'm going to hit to add funnel. If anything, it helps you visualize. You can use it for planning purposes. I use it to show my clients what the funnel will look like. It's nice to have a visual representation of all of the pieces of it. So I'm going to do example funnel map. Just give it the same description. This is just for your reference. So this is essentially like a flowchart. It is not going to do anything when you create these. So it's not going to, there's no functionality to it in the sense that, it won't affect what your pages do, your tagging, or your automations or anything like that. Okay, so right now we can see we are in the builder. And we have assets, which is like the pieces, pages, and so on, actions that people can take, and traffic. So these are the three categories. I'm going to start with traffic to demonstrate this. So I'm going to say we have an Instagram and LinkedIn. Let's say those are our main channels that we are driving people to, and I'm going to do this as if it's a freebie funnel. Okay, so those are our traffic sources. I'll leave it at that. Okay, so now I'm going to go to assets and I'm going to find an opt-in page. I'm going to do squeeze page. And so here you can create a placeholder. If you're just doing planning and you want to kind of visually map out what your funnel is, you can do that. If you've already created pages and you want to create this map with those, you can select existing Kartra page and select your opt-in page, hit save, and now it's your actual page in here, which again will help you with if you're doing the simulation afterwards, you can have the traffic and or the numbers from the traffic and everything in there. Okay, so I'm just going to move this a little bit. So now I want to connect the two. I'm just going to use the arrow, pull it down here, click on it, arrow. I'm just dragging. Okay, so we've got traffic going to our opt-in, and now we want to have an action. So when they are on this page, before they can get to the thank you page, they need to fill out a form that's on that page. I'm going to use the form that's associated with or that's linked to this opt-in page here. And again, I'm going to connect the two. Alrighty, and then we're going to go back to assets and we need a thank you page. I'm going to drag that out. Existing. This isn't right, but I'll just do it for demo purposes. Okay, so we've got traffic coming in, they visit the landing page. They fill out the form that is on that page. I've selected the corresponding form. Once they fill that out, they're going to the thank you page. This is also helpful, I think, that, if you have some of the assets built out, going through this process might bring to light that you're missing some assets. You can put placeholders in, draw it all out for yourself, and then you can go, back into the rest of Kartra and build out whatever the missing pieces are. Okay, so now the other thing that we want to capture here is the fact that there's a sequence of emails that gets sent out. I'm just going to select a random one here after they fill in that form. So the form is the thing that is going to trigger the email sequence, and so we want to attach it to that. I guess it doesn't let you connect it from there, so we can do that as well, or actually more accurately, okay. So now you might have a sales page that is promoted. I'll just do a placeholder for this one. And it might be promoted from within your emails, or you can do an action link click to make it super clear for yourself. They click the link, they go to the sales page. And then from here, you have purchase. You can, select your product. I'll do an example. And then we're going to go back and get a thank you page again. I'll just do a random one. Okay. We can zoom out to view the whole thing. And then you can make adjustments from there. So really you can, it's great to use it as a mapping out tool, as well as a place to document your funnels as time goes on and you have more and more of them. And once you start potentially delegating to other people, it's really handy to have a place that's actually housing all of it so that you or somebody else can come in and say, okay, this is this freebie funnel. This is how everything is like once you've made it all for within Kartra, you create it in here so that you have a reference point to say, okay, these are all of the forms, pages, products associated with this funnel, and this is how they work together so that you have that as documentation to reference and then further run simulations if you want to down the road. If you, so if you go to analytics, this is going to be a little bit messed up since these are not things that are actually connected. But you can start to view some of the stats for the things that you've selected. So this is really cool because you can actually see your traffic in real time, and these would be real numbers. Obviously, with any of the stats, like there is some variance and potential errors, or an error rate rather. but you can filter by dates, and it's really cool to see all of that. So I'm gonna hit save and exit. I'm gonna go real quick into the simulations just to show you that you can then, once you have a funnel created, you can create a simulation as well. So right now we're looking at the traffic that is supposed to be real traffic under analytics. But now when you go to simulation, you've got the builder, which is where we just were. Okay, you can, move things, switch things around. Now, in addition to analytics, you can also go to simulation to run examples. So what you're able to do here is, let's say, I want to say, okay, I think I'm going to have 10 visitors a day to this page from Instagram, and I'm going to have 50 from LinkedIn. So now it's showing me I've got 60 here. And now I want to go to my form, and I'm going to say 45% are going to opt in. And then we want to put, let's say, 55% click-through rate on the confirmation emails. And then once they're in the emails, we can say, okay, I think 5% of people are going to go to the sales page for my offer here. And I realize I said I wouldn't go into the simulation, but in this tutorial, but it's too fun. So here I am. And we're going to do a 3% conversion. Our product is, let's say it's $27. Did that work? Revenue per sale, yes. Okay. So now we see this isn't really getting me very far, right? So I see, okay, maybe I need to make sure that I have 100 a day coming from Instagram. And then we've got our numbers. Let's bump this up to 1,000. So we're still at a $0 cart. I'm actually not sure why it's showing up as that. I don't know that if I've done something wrong or... Okay, there we go. So it's really cool because it helps you see how much traffic you actually need. And a lot of the numbers that I've just put in are sort of industry-wide examples that you can utilize. And so I'll go over that again in a second, but I'm going to say 2,000 a day. Let's say you're running ads. So from visitors, a good conversion on your opt-in will be, around 50%. You can get it higher by optimizing your page further. So let's even say it's 55%. And then your emails, your confirmation emails, if you're promoting something in, especially on the front end of the sequence, the emails here tend to get a pretty high open rate, might be even higher than this. So let's say 65%, at least on like the confirmation email. This is assuming that they are quality and aligned leads. And then, the click-through rate, I think this might actually be high. I'm going to actually put it down to 2% to be a little more realistic. And then obviously, like, you have your own analytics within Kartra to know the averages of your sales emails and the average click-through rates on them. And then you can put in that number to run the simulation. And then, setting up your sales ratio, realistically, it's more like 2 to 5% is, 2 to 5% of people who view the sales page will go on to purchase. I'm going to put 77 here to see. Okay. And then the thank you page. And then on here, you can see the sales. And then you can reverse engineer it from there. You can also add on here if you have a higher ticket offer, you can, continue the simulation, add in the higher ticket offer here and see how that might change if then from these people, a certain percentage then also go on to buy the higher ticket offer. All right, so that is it for funnel mapping and simulations. I hope that was fun and helpful.